Hello, good morning. I am doing another short video about stamp collecting. Now, I'm actually using my slow cooker to put my stamps into in order to remove the stamps from the envelopes. Now, I have done some videos in the past, and one of the traditional ways of removing any stamp from the backing that it is on is basically by using hot water. So just basically allowing the stamps to sort of be gently steamed off the backing of the envelopes usually that they are placed upon. The reason for this is because, as a rule, hot water would help to dissolve the glue that would be on the back of stamps. Now, today, sadly, due to new regulations to do with stamps and to prevent postal fraud and people reusing stamps, there have been new and different techniques in the way that stamps have been made and manufactured. I have spoken about that briefly in the past, and because of these new changes that have been made to stamps, unfortunately, the traditional way of basically steaming the stamps off or using hot water to remove the glue has become a little bit problematic, especially for avid stamp collectors. Now, another problem that a lot of stamp collectors have been having has been that when post is sent via Royal Mail, usually the stamps would end up being franked or stamped with something like a stamper here, or there are different ones that have been used in the past to basically prove that the stamp has been used and therefore cannot be used again. However, one of the recent tricks that a lot of people in the postal service have been using is biro. They haven't actually put the biro through the stamp, thankfully, on this one. But on a lot of stamps nowadays, you will see that biro pen is being used. And basically, it's being used as a time consumer. It's quicker to just get a biro pen and put that through every single stamp on a envelope than to actually stamp them individually. Now, as an avid stamp collector, biro is one of those things that has been very challenging and very difficult for stamp collectors to remove from the stamps, which obviously, if you're wanting to preserve the stamps as much as possible, you don't really want to have biro pen running through them. And because obviously biro is a lot more harder to remove, again, it prevents the stamps from being used in the future. But one problem that has occurred is when people have asked for old stamps to be sent to them. If you are going to do this, please place them in the envelope. Do not put the stamps onto the actual envelope themselves. If the stamps are new, haven't been used, they will still contain their face value. But what again has been happening is people have been sending old stamps to people upon request, and they have been arriving with biro all over them. So it kind of defeats the object of sending stamps to somebody to put in their collection, even though it is much easier to send a postcard with stamps stuck on one side and somebody's address on the back. But unfortunately, those stamps are more than likely going to end up being defaced to the point where you're not really going to be able to put them in your collection. Mint stamps are always going to be more highly sought after for stamp collectors. There has been a question within stamp collecting is it one of those lost and renewed skills of the 21st century? Are the younger generation likely to be collecting stamps, or is it somebody who is maybe, I don't really want to insult anyone, but like with myself, I'm almost 40, so it's something now that I'm a mother of 3 boys that I have started to get into. So sorry, now that I'm a mother of 3 boys, it's something that I myself have started to get into. It was something my dad used to do, so it's nothing new or unusual for me. And it's something that now that I am homeschooling my son who has special educational needs, but let me make it clear, he has not got an educational healthcare plan, which is why I am able to homeschool him. We are using stamps as a way to use for maths, history, and also geography. It's also a way of saying to him, if you do want to earn any pocket money in the future when you get your own bank account, he can't do that at the moment, he's only 6, then selling stamps could be a little bit of a nest egg. So even for you stay-at-home mums or people who are looking for maybe a bit of a part-time job or a way of earning a little bit of money, selling stamps online may be an option. There isn't going to be a lot of money in it, but it's something that you may consider looking at in the future. So for now, I'm just using water with these stamps, and then later on we'll do an experiment where with some of the ones that have obviously been used for biro, we'll see if we can find any potential home solvents that may be able to move the biro from the stamp. Again, that's allowing my son to do a little bit of scientific experiments at home. Obviously by using safe products that you would only get around the house, whereas at school I do believe they still enable you to do certain experiments, such as, lighting aluminium ribbon, or what happens if you put potassium into water. But again, this is regulated and done in a safe environment. So thank you very much for watching my video. If you have any questions or queries, don't hesitate to contact me, and please feel free to follow me on YouTube or any of the blogs that I am currently updating.